Well, hello.
Well, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. And welcome to the Radke Show. I am your host, or as I like to call myself, the hostess with the mostest.
I was really hoping you weren't going to say that.
I was going to say it. I feel about people saying the hostess with the mostest the same way I feel about people saying happy fall, y'all. Don't do it.
And Friday.
I'm going to tell y'all something. If you ever say happy Friday, if you ever wear a shirt that says happy Friday, I'm canceling my lunch plans with you and this friendship is off. I just need you to know that. There's just like a couple of things that I can't stand, and I don't cutesy little things like that.
They are verbal fingernails on the chalkboard.
They are. Thank you for that. Well, hi, everybody. Welcome. Happy Monday morning to you. What a weekend. I hope you had a good weekend like we did. I can't wait to tell you a marital story about our weekend.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry. It's not that one.
Oh.
It's the other one.
Hey, I would like to just give a little shout out. So every Monday through Thursday at 8:30-ish Central Time, Melissa.
I would say it's 8:30 to 8:32.
We're getting better, and by we're, I mean you, are getting a little bit better. But we're on YouTube all the time. But I just had a whim this morning.
A whim?
There's
David, what's a whim?
There's no like strategy. There's no like deep thought. I just thought, you know what? I think we ought to go live on Facebook and Instagram today, as well as YouTube.
Oh, so we're live on all of them?
So we're live everywhere.
I love the fact that he prefaced it with, there was no deep thought put into this. Not that any of us for one moment were concerned that there was. How was y'all's weekend? Let us know in the comments how your weekend was. We want to hear from you. We want to know what y'all did. The person with the most, to us, the most exciting, weekend plans, whatever you did, whoever, tell us, and you're going to win.
Something. Or
You'll win by us calling out your name and being like, what a great weekend they had.
And loving it.
Winner. Of course, you could just make something up. Like I had dinner this weekend with Elton John. And then after that, I went and played with some tigers. Why do I imagine that there would be tigers at Elton John's house? And then after we were done with the tigers, Henry Winkler dressed as the Fonz and took me on a ride around town. That would be an incredible weekend. Don't make up stuff though. Someone just said, you're going to win nothing. She clearly has been here a while.
That's rude.
I went to a barn wedding. Well, we've got a contender.
All right. So if you're watching with us live for the first time or first time in a long time, or you don't have a clue who we are, welcome. Again, this is the Radke Show with Melissa Radke and her sidekick. David, that'd be me. But this is an interactive show. If it is live, or you may be watching this on replay later in the day, it's still interactive. So
it's not interactive like choose your own adventure. It's not that.
No.
Once you're here,
we're
you're
not
here.
puppets. We're not like puppets. But we do want you to use those thumbs or fingers and tell us about your weekend. We did have someone that had a birthday. Elizabeth had a birthday. So that had to be a good weekend.
Somebody went to the farmer's market. That's not going to get you anything but a fresh tomato. You don't win.
Yeah.
Had a great weekend because I got to worship with my church family. Next. I'm sorry, Missy. I also did that and it was wonderful. But we're not. But really, is it the same as rolling around with tigers? Missy's probably like, well, it was actually better than that for me. I know. All right. Skinny dipped in my pool and waved at the truckers who blew their horns. Pretty good for a 73-year-old. Stop right there.
First of all, where's your pool located that truckers are driving by to see you?
Stop right there. That's a lie. Miss Molly did not do that. That is an absolute lie. But David and I are about to give a hand clap, a slow motion movie production hand clap for Miss Molly. Yes! Yes! Molly wins.
Molly.
Molly wins is exactly what those truckers were saying when they were pulling by.
I think what they were probably saying, good golly, Miss Molly.
Here's what was interesting to me this weekend. David and I got some things set up in our backyard. We've been having our decks rebuilt, and so they're rebuilt. They're stained. They look beautiful. And we set up the furniture out there and everything, and we were just really, really happy about it. And at the end of the day, on Saturday night, as we were crawling into bed, David made this comment. He and I have not even spoken about this. David made this comment. This is what he said. We got a lot of stuff done today. And I found that comment amusing because we did get a lot of stuff done. But a lot of times our Saturdays will end in a horrific fight because I want to get a lot of stuff done and he wants to get absolutely nothing done. Nothing. The house could fall down around him and you'd still find him sitting in his chair watching college football.
Would it be falling around our ears?
So when you said we got a lot done today, what you actually meant was we got some stuff done and we didn't end up arguing about it. And do you know why that is? I'm going to tell you why before you even open your mouth. It's because you got up and did something without having to be asked. So like I would say to my children, doesn't that feel better when you just do that? When you just get up and you just do what you know to do, David.
How about you? How about you?
No.
How about you?
No, but we're not talking about me.
How about you looking and going,
We're not
hey,
talking about
when
do you remember that marriage conference that we went to and the woman said, if I bring up an issue with you, then this is what the speaker said. If I bring up an issue with you, then that is my moment. You don't get to turn around and make it about me. No. This is my moment. So David, doesn't it feel better when you just wake up and do the things on Saturday that you know should be done and then nobody has to get hurt?
I'm talking about the same moment. The same moment you could also look and go, when I don't nag, ask him to do things. Actually, he does things and we have a good day. So there's also that lesson.
But who wanted to bring up the lessons first? Me. So who wins? Me.
You.
Okay.
Today.
Speaking of college football, I love David Radke, so I'm just going to give him a second. Listen, if you have to go to the bathroom, use this moment to go potty and then come right back. Because David's going to talk about something for about, I would say, 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So that's how long you've got to go to the bathroom. Okay? So head there, go to the bathroom, and I'm going to give him this moment. David, Arch Manning, University of Texas football, go.
Well, I really, really hated to see the starting quarterback going down because he's had an incredible season on pace for Heisman. He still could if he comes back very quickly, but Quinn Ewers has just been doing great. But Arch Manning came in, was lights out. Now, they were playing UT San Antonio, little lesser school as far as football talent. But man, he did great. Threw for 3 touchdowns, ran for 1. It was very, very impressive. So that was good. And you didn't ask this, but the backup quarterback for A&M also had to play Marcus Reed. I know his last name's Reed. I think it's Marcus Reed. Holy cow, he did incredible too. Really, really good. So good weekend for.
Time's up. All right. Well, we did it and it was fun and we learned a lot, didn't we, kids? Hey, I want to ask y'all about something. As you know, the Emmys were last night. We're going to get to it. Don't say a word about it in the comments. Don't say a word about it. Okay, I have some points I have to make. But before I do, speaking of things to do on the weekend, I have got to tell y'all this story. This is a crazy story. A woman has come out and shared the story. Her name is Vicky. Vicky had been on a dating app for a couple of months and she met a guy, and Vicky and this guy started talking, and they had been talking for weeks at this point. Okay. And really getting to know each other. And then they finally set up a time to actually meet in person. He had seen a picture of her a picture of him or whatever, but they were going to meet in person, and they decided to go paddleboarding because they're both outdoor enthusiasts. I wouldn't do it, but anyway, they're outdoor enthusiasts. And so she picked paddleboarding, to which he wholeheartedly agreed. They decide to meet up at 6:30. I think that's what it was. Anyway, but she texts him. No, I'm sorry. They agreed to meet up at 6, but she texted him and said, I'm going to be about 30 minutes late. Work is running late. I'm going to be about 30 minutes. Just hold off. Wait for me. But she did not know if he received the message. She gets her paddleboard and she gets to the water's edge. And she sees him in the distance talking to a woman. And they are just talking back and forth. And she thinks, this is weird. That must be a friend of his. He must know her. And I don't want to interrupt them. But then he gets in the water with her. She's on a paddleboard. He's on a paddleboard. And they row out. Y'all, they row out.
So she has no doubt that this is the man she's been talking to.
She has no doubt that this is the man.
Okay.
Okay. He gets on his paddleboard. This other woman gets on a paddleboard and they just go out into the water. And she says, I literally stand there for probably 40, 45 minutes. And they are just yakking it up, laughing, talking, pointing, looking at birds, you name it. So I take a picture of them and then I leave. And I go home. Actually, she said I went to a girlfriend's. One of my best friend's house lived near there. And I went and I just had to share with her what just happened.
Why would she not say something? Just awkward, uncomfortable?
So she let like 5 hours go by. And then she texts him. And she said, did you have a good date? And he says, I'm sorry. And she says, was that fun for you? With you and your friend? He goes, I'm so confused right now. And she sends him a picture. And she goes, you do realize this is not me. And she said that he genuinely, she said, I could tell he was mortified. He's like, this is a joke, right? And she said, no. And he said, I'm dying right now. He said, I have to tell you, there were a couple of things that she said that made me really question. She said, he goes, for one, she looked at me after we'd been talking and paddleboarding for an hour. And she goes, you sure are brave. You didn't even ask if I was single. And he goes, and I thought to myself, is she just being flirty? Because obviously, okay. And he goes, and then she says, he said, well, are you tired coming off of this week? And she goes, well, no, because I haven't had a job for a couple of months. I've been laid off my job. And he's like, and I knew that you had said you had a job. And he says, I am terribly embarrassed.
So when I asked, was she sure that was him? So I'm assuming she's seen him. He had never seen her?
He had seen a picture of her. And she said, I will say that the woman had a resemblance to me. She had light brown curly hair, just like I did. So I could see, my girlfriend kept saying, come on, give the guy a break. This girl's got curly hair. She's a white girl with brown curly hair. Give him a break. But anyway, he apologizes over and over and over. A couple of days go by and he comes back to her and he says, hey, can we try this again? And she tells him no. And I was sad about that part. I was sad about that part because I feel like this really started off well. Like this is a relationship that could have gone somewhere. Okay, but see, Barb is saying oh, no, that's not. She's talking about something different.
I don't see why she didn't say something. Like,
David, they're getting in the water. I mean, would y'all have said anything? If you see him getting in the water, would you have said anything?
I guess it depends on how much you've talked and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like you'd just go, hi, Charlie.
Okay, stop
and
right
then
there.
Charlie would go,
okay, stop right there. What do you do if you're on a dating site and you go to the water with your paddleboard and you see a guy getting into the water with another girl? My first instinct is he came out here to meet me. He saw someone more attractive and more enjoyable, and he's literally ditching me. Maybe I'm negative about myself. I like to think I have a ton of confidence, but that is immediately what I would have said. Tracy says, I would have left too, thinking he's a player. That's what we would have thought. And coming from somebody who would have been a player in that moment, who would have ditched the girl from, Tinder or whatever, if you'd seen somebody, how you say, healthier.
But if I knew she was going to recognize me.
No, I would not have said anything if he was already engaging like that with someone else. I completely agree. Chris says I would have left. Barb says I would have left. Jen is the only one who said, I would have said something. I would have come in hot and said something. I'd have rolled up on 2 wheels. But in his defense, I feel so sorry for the guy. And the fact that she won't give him another chance makes me really sad. I read that story this weekend and I thought it was very interesting.
Well, probably because she just thought he's kind of a dum-dum.
Well,
he was with her, you said for 1 hour, because it said like 1 hour in. Mm-hmm. But how does the conversation start? Like, oh, Sarah, it's so nice to meet you. My name's not Sarah, it's Michelle.
I don't know.
I mean, it's just, there has to be so many things
read
that if he was paying any attention at all. So either maybe he is a player or a little bit of a dum-dum.
Okay, listen, speaking of dating, speaking of players, last night at the Emmys, they did not walk the red carpet together, but yet they sat together. People are all abuzz. Because Meryl Streep has now ended her marriage of 32 years and is dating Martin Short. Meryl Streep is dating Martin Short. And something about that is as weird as it can be to me. They did not walk the red carpet together, which I don't know why, but they were sitting together and everybody knows that they are dating.
Okay, so did she leave her husband for Martin Short? Or she left and she's known him for years and they've always had a friendship and they've just kind of, well, hey, let's see where this goes.
Apparently, they have been friends for ages. Very, very close friends for ages. No one has said that she left her husband for Martin Short, because who would? No offense to Martin Short. He seems like the life of the party.
But in fairness, did she go to paddleboard and accidentally go to Martin Short?
She paddled out and said, hey, Martin. No, but honestly, yeah, Maria's like, okay, that was not on my bingo card. I know a lot of you are shocked by this, as am I. Here's the deal. No one has said that Meryl Streep left her husband for Martin Short. But let's be honest, in Hollywood, who's going to say that about Meryl Streep? That's like saying Queen Elizabeth left her husband for Steve Martin. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to talk bad. May she rest, by the way. But nobody's going to talk bad about Meryl Streep. Like, you're not going to get that information. So I don't know. They have been friends for years. I mean, if they've been friends for all these years, really close friends, like a tight circle of friends, why now? But they are dating nonetheless. And that is odd, isn't it?
Is she on the latest season of Only Murders in the Building?
I don't know if she's on the latest one, but she was on season 2. Yeah. It may have rekindled something. Maybe murder's not the only thing happening in that building.
Maybe there was a marriage murder.
Well, there was, because they got divorced after 30-something years. So that is a marriage murder. That's not funny, David.
I'm saying on that show, maybe that,
Okay. Anyway, I know Elaine is like, well, the cast sat together. I know the cast sat together, but Elaine, this is out. This is out in the, okay, it's out. I mean, I'm even giving y'all what E! Entertainment said. They did not walk the red carpet together, but many people, there wasn't a set of eyes in the room that weren't on cutie couple, Martin Short, Meryl Streep. Anyway, David didn't watch the Emmys last night because David is a little bit like me. We're sick to death of Hollywood. We are sick to death of them. Who's going to tell them we don't want their opinions on stuff? Who's going to tell them? Who's going to make them understand? But I do love the Emmys because y'all know how I feel about television, about my television shows. And so, David, you will be happy to know that the Bear won about as much as the Bear could win.
That's right.
Okay. But it was put in a comedy section.
Which
is so odd.
I've never understood that. I mean, it's been like that for a couple of years. I don't understand why. I mean,
I don't know. I don't think the Bear is one bit funny. And Jeremy Allen White, who is the star of the Bear, won for Best Leading Actor in a Comedy Series. And I'm here to tell you, I've watched the entire season of the Bear. He doesn't smile one time.
He's phenomenal.
He's wonderful.
He should have won, but he should have won in is drama the other option?
Yes, drama.
It should. I mean, that show is definitely.
He doesn't crack a smile.
Yeah.
Also, guess who else won for the Bear?
The girl
in supporting.
The girl chef.
No, she did not. Guess who won in supporting actor?
Richie.
Really?
Richie
won.
Wait. Did he not win last year?
He won last year, and he won this year again.
Yeah.
They're giving awards to that guy. I'm telling you, if I saw him on the street, I'd slap him in the face. He gets on my nerves so bad.
No.
Yes, he still does.
He was in season 1. He grated, I think, everyone's nerves. Season 2, there was a transformation, and you saw some, change in him wanting to improve himself and those kind of things. And so, no, I don't think this season I felt like that at all. I felt like he has, redeemed himself.
Best supporting actress in a comedy series for the first time ever went to a Latina woman. The woman from The Bear.
The chef. One of the chefs.
Everybody?
Yeah.
What's her name? Tina, maybe?
Yeah. She was
had a big part this season.
She was good, and her episode was powerful.
And first time, I was really proud. As far as drama goes, best supporting actress in a drama, best actor in a drama, and best drama, everything went to Shogun.
Oh, it did?
Yes. Keep in mind, that is the FX show about Japanese people and swords and martial arts. And David and I watched the first episode, and I was about 35 minutes in, and I said, well, I'm out. And he said, why? And I said, I haven't understood what's going on. Not one single second of the show. Not one single second. But you finish watching it, and then I'll try to watch it again. And he finished it, and he said, don't ever sit down and watch that. You'll never, I will be explaining it to you until the cows come home. Okay? But apparently it's really good. You said it was good, but you said I wouldn't like it.
It's good. Well, there's a lot of subtext dialogue. Is that what
I don't even know what that means.
Well, because
subtitles.
Yeah, subtitles.
Well, that's not subtext.
Oh, subtitles. Where some of it is in English, but then there's a lot of it that is that. And there are different clans, and sometimes it's like, wait, is that guy in that clan? But wait, he was over there the other day. And there's all these clans, and they're all fighting, and so
I don't like when you keep using the word clan. I don't like that.
There's lots to keep up with, but it is. It's shot like a high end movie. I mean, it is very impressive.
Well, the other show that I have two more things to tell David. The other show that won pretty much everything when it comes to limited series, which is so big now because of streaming services, so many things are limited series. Baby Reindeer literally won everything. And who is it in our life that Brandon White calls a baby reindeer? I can't think of who it is.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't. Can you whisper to me? You better whisper away from these mics. We have a person I wouldn't even say they're in our life, really. They're just on the, I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, they're just an acquaintance, but my cousin Brandon always says, I'm telling you, one day we're going to wake up and she's going to have baby reindeer all over this place. Okay. So he thinks he can spot a baby reindeer. Anyway, if you've not watched Baby Reindeer, I found it very upsetting. Very upsetting. Also, how would you like to know that you were the woman who played Martha and you won, and the real Martha is still alive? Because I had to lock my doors up double last night.
Now, well,
Locked them up double. Oh, Lord. But maybe that's just me. Amy says she could not watch it. That she could not watch it. She was very, very good in it. She was great in it and completely and utterly deserved to win. Also, the guy that won for Baby Reindeer had on a kilt. And I'd like to know what that was about. Okay? Why did he have on a kilt? I thought he was English. Oh, okay. They're saying give the short version of what Baby Reindeer is. A man who works in a bar is very friendly one night, just literally just out of the kindness of his heart, gives a free drink to a woman who comes in and looks like she's having a rough time. And that becomes the end of his life as he knows it, because she begins to stalk him to an extent that is literally, I mean, it's past aggressive. It's horrific. And he also at the same time has earth-shattering bad life. And then you put her on top of it. That's what Baby Reindeer is. She calls him his baby reindeer.
Okay. Isn't the real lady, isn't she suing Netflix?
She is suing Netflix for like $300 million.
And do you know what the basis is?
Because they told an untrue story about her. Keep in mind, she was in prison for it. Okay? But they told a story about her that wasn't true and didn't get her permission.
I didn't order a vodka martini. I ordered a gin martini.
Which is funny because you are making such a huge deal that I change all the names in my book that's coming out in the spring so that nobody wants to sue me and there's not anything bad in there about anybody. It's a very uplifting, funny, hilarious book. But you're like, change the names, Melissa. Oh, but this guy can put out an entire Netflix show about a woman and win an Emmy for it. You're holding me back, is what I want to say. You're holding me back, Radke. So I'm kind of over it, to be perfectly honest with you. The last thing I want to say, and this is for David because I know he'll be very excited about this because we love this show with all of our heart. But the reason why The Bear did not win Best Comedy Series is because it went to Hacks. And that is why Hacks won Best Comedy Series, and Jean Smart, the legendary Jean Smart, won Best Actress. And if you have watched Hacks, then you know we absolutely love that show. Aren't you happy about that?
Yeah, that's good. She's done incredible. She's done incredible. On that. And it's a great.
And if you haven't watched this last season and gotten to the last second of that last episode, David and I both went like this. Oh, it was so good. So check it out. That's it for me today and all of my pop culture. Where would y'all be without it?
Where would you be without her?
I'd like to know.
That's what I like to know about it.
That is a quote from Seinfeld. David says it all the time.
Hey, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us. If you've been on here live with us or if you're watching this on replay, again, this is the Radke Show with Melissa Radke and David Radke. Every Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Time, we are on YouTube. But we might pop on here again and enjoy the Facebook and Instagram world as well. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Be sure to share with your friends if you loved it. If you didn't care for it, share it with the friends that you don't care. You kind of want to stick it to them. So either way, just share.
Someone said, would I do a musical version of Baby Reindeer? Possibly. Maybe that'll be on tomorrow's show. Okay? Love y'all. See you again. Bye.